So did you know there's actually a live action Addams Family sequel, and surprisingly it's actually pretty decent. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing the Addams Family Values, which is a dark comedy movie that is a sequel to the popular live action Addams Family movie, and this one actually got a better Rotten Tomatoes score but a weaker box office performance compared to the original. Now this sequel movie opts to lean more into the comedy angle rather than the drama and the darkness, and certain jokes in this movie definitely wouldn't stand today. But you know, that being said, it is still an entertaining movie and I'm going to be breaking it all down for you in this movie review. So the storyline in the Addams Family Values sequel is actually pretty decent. So it starts off by showing that the Gomez Addams character and the Morticia Addams character have a new child called Pubert, and then shortly after they get a little bit frustrated that they don't have the time for themselves and to pursue their hobbies and their passions, and so hire in a nanny to look after the kids instead. Although they don't really focus on that storyline thread in terms of what would Morticia and Gomez do with all of their free time, as instead they focus on the nanny character, who's a bit of a secret serial killer and wants to kill the Fester Addams character and steal all of his money, and then the film explores whether or not this character is going to get away with it. Now from a positives point of view, it's really cool as it really does have a storyline for every single different character. Some obviously have a bigger storyline than others, but it is really decent as all of the Addams Family members all have a decent storyline, especially with the kids who get sent to summer camp, and seeing what is going to happen when the dark Addams Family children are in this very positive, happy space is really, really funny. It's also really great that they continue the narrative and thread from the first movie in this movie as well, which is really, really cool. It also really embraces its zaniness, and certain moments are really, really over the top, so it is a really funny movie. However, you can also look at that from the flip side, so from a negatives point of view, it really does lean into the comedic side of this genre, and instead it isn't very dark and it isn't that clever either. You know, some of the twists and turns you can see coming, but you know, that being said, it is a watchable movie, it is an enjoyable movie, and from a storyline point of view I feel like it does do what it needs to do. So from a cast and characters point of view, like I said, they give each and every single Addams Family member something to do, which is really, really cool. So let's go through them one by one. So first up we have Christopher Lloyd, who is returning as the Uncle Fester character. And in this movie, out of nowhere, he just suddenly falls in love and is totally infatuated by the nanny Debbie character, and then wants to get married to this character and give her everything. And you really do feel sorry for this character actually, as he gets totally trapped and manipulated by this evil character. So from the Uncle Fester point of view, I feel like this narrative is actually really endearing and is really, really cool as well. Speaking of the evil Debbie character, we have Joan Cusack, who actually does a really, really good job as the evil nanny Debbie character, and she is just really, really evil, really, really heartless, doesn't care who she has to step on and who she has to murder in order to try to steal all of their money, and she just constantly wants more and more and more. And by the end of this movie, you can somewhat understand why this character is just super, super evil. Next up, we have the late Raul Julia and Angelica Huston returning as the Gomez and Morticia Addams characters. I guess they could have given them a bit more of a storyline narrative, but you know, that being said, they are still madly in love with each other, and they have a new child, the Pubert character. They're also really missing the Fester character and are trying to get him back from the clutches of the evil Debbie character, and of course they get manipulated themselves by the Debbie character as well, as they send their kids off to camp. Speaking of which, all of the scenes at the camp are absolutely hilarious. Like I said, seeing the Wednesday Addams and the Pugsley characters in camp against all of these really happy, positive people, I just think is absolutely brilliant. And Christina Ricci does such a good job as the Wednesday Addams character. Of course, she's really, really intelligent, very, very no nonsense, and just seeing the dynamic between her and all of the other characters at the camp is really, really cool. And also seeing the early sequences between Wednesday Addams and the Debbie character really did show that the Wednesday Addams character really was a match and was able to instantly work out what the Debbie character was up to. So I feel like the Wednesday Addams character definitely holds everything together. And I also really like how they still focus on the dark, evil and clever side of this character, and also how jealous she is of the new child that is now in the Addams family, which I thought was really, really great. The Thing, again, is back and is always a bit of a scene stealer and is always helping the Addams Family guys out, which is really, really cool. And of course, we also have Peter McNichols in this movie, and he is absolutely brilliant as well. And so from a cast and characters point of view, even though they could have given the parents of the Addams Family a little bit more to do, overall from a cast and characters point of view, it's actually pretty decent. So from a visuals point of view, even though this movie was filmed all the way back in the 90s, certain scenes do actually hold up today. I mean, there are of course certain CGI moments that do not unfortunately hold up today, but for the most part, it is actually really, really enjoyable, and certain sequences look absolutely wicked. It's surprising as some of them really aren't made for kids and are definitely made more for adults, but you can still feel like this is really a movie that can be enjoyed by the entire family, which is really, really great. For example, all of the mansion sequences, they look really, really wicked. There are also some really cool death sequence attempts that the Debbie character is trying to kill the Uncle Fester character, and those look really, really gruesome, super realistic, and really, really shocking as well, especially for the Uncle Fester character. And also at the camp, especially the final production sequence that the characters are doing. If you haven't seen it, I won't spoil exactly what happens, but that sequence is really, really powerful as well. And I'm really liking the fact that the final act of this movie was really, really unpredictable. And so from a visuals point of view, even though this movie was filmed quite a long time ago, it actually looks pretty decent. So from a comparison point of view, I think it's on the same level as the first Addams Family live action movie, and also on the same level as the sequel recently released animated movie. That being said, I do feel like this movie is so much stronger than the next installment, which is the Addams Family Reunion movie, and I also think it's a lot stronger than the first released animated movie. I also think it's so much stronger than the Hotel Transylvania suite of movies, but I don't think it's as strong as Home Alone, The Mask, or The Witches, which are such classic 90s movies. So overall, surprisingly, I really enjoyed the Addams Family Values movie. I do feel like they could have gone really deeper and so much more darker with certain moments, but clearly they were trying to make a much lighter, easier to watch comedy movie, and for all of those reasons, I do feel like it is pretty successful in what they are trying to do. I just feel like they definitely could have pushed it a little bit further, and so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give the Addams Family sequel movie a solid 6.5 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.